Hey guys, after the last class change, I saw a lot of people struggling with their DPS, and I also got some comment under my recent video about it, so I decided to make another video talking about DPS game progression. This one is not going to be as focused on Eagle Eye as much as the other one, because again, I already made a video about Eagle Eye, so if you want something very specific to see all the talent, all the build, the skill, etc., you should watch that video there. This one is going to be a little bit more generic, but I will also show very quick my build, and also at the end of the video we're going to see a run of the most recent Rift with both the build that I have to show the difference and talk a little bit about it. As usual, like the video, subscribe if you didn't already, and let's get into it. So, you probably already know, but this game is all about resource management and planning ahead. So I want to start first with the equipment, because the equipment is where you can make a lot of mistakes. So in my case, I'm still using the previous set, so the Icicle set. I still have 6 pieces out of 6. As you can see from my inventory, I already have the new set, and I also have the new set of accessories. I'm still using the previous set of accessories, so Incarnation, and is the one with critical rate. And two things about this. The first one is I'm trying to leave 50-60 points of difference between my most useful equipment and the least useful equipment. So for example, as a DPS, you want to prioritize the equipment that gives you damage, that improves your damage. So obviously your weapon, the gauntlet, because they give you attack, and then your ring, because it also gives you attack. And then you slowly upgrade everything else. So armor for defense, and for example, the pants for the HP and stuff like that. So I try to keep a difference of 50-60 points, because you don't have enough resource. Unless you spend a lot of money, you do not have enough resource to upgrade everything to the level cap, which for me is plus 186 for now, as you can see from here. And for this reason, you should prioritize what is most useful, so stuff for the damage. Now, once you reach like a good balance here, you need to start to plan ahead. The thing is, try to fix first all the bonus, all the roll in your equipment, and also your accessories, and then you start to plan and you start to recast for the other stuff. The reason is, for this equipment here that I already using, everything is already at the top tier, except this one is tier 14, unfortunately, because I don't have the crystal, and everything else is tier 5 or tier 15. Also here for the accessories. So now I have everything at the maximum tier. I recasted everything, so they have all the equipment is the highest possible level for the highest possible bonus, both the random one and the static one. And then I rerolled all my bonus, I recast all my bonus to like fix, not fix really, but just to follow up with what is advised for my class. And again, we talked about it in the previous video, but it should be something like this. At least 35-40% crit rate, 35-40% determination, 100-103% accuracy, then haste as much as possible with a minimum of 20-25%. And then if you have like some slot left to improve, you can also go for crit damage or mastery, depending on what you want to do. In my case, I went, as you can see here, for crit damage. My mastery is actually quite low. And so the thing is, now that I have this set, I can slowly start to build up the next one. But if this set was not like rerolled properly, I would still have to invest my my resource into this one and not into the new one. It would be a waste of resource. I would have to split them, and it would be a huge waste, because I couldn't fix probably one equipment, one set, and also I couldn't fix the other. So this is what I mean when I say you need to choose carefully with your resource, and you also need to plan ahead. And with that, I mean, for example, I already decided that first I'm gonna try, I could actually already do it, but I don't have time today to test the damage. But first I'm gonna change my helmet for this one, and my gauntlet. So I'm gonna run 4 pieces of Icicle set and 2 pieces of Shiver set. As you can see, I already rerolled the bonus here. And again, I went, for example, determination here, accuracy, and haste. So everything is better than the previous one. And I do that because I have time, because I already have a good equipment, so I can spend extra resource and I can spend extra time rerolling for decent bonus here, instead of having to rush because I don't have time. I need like to fix my equipment very fast, because otherwise I miss DPS and stuff like that. So this is one of the most important points in my opinion on the game. Try to do things like with a logic, and not like, oh, okay, we just got a new set, I'm gonna change my previous set with the new one because I'm sure it's going to be stronger, and then I don't have the bonus, and maybe I don't have enough resource to reroll everything. It's like, it's going to be a mess. So try to plan ahead. Then after trying the DPS with this, I'm also going to try with 4 pieces of equipment. And I already decided that the other 2 pieces are going to be the armor, and then I will try this one or the weapon. I will see what works best, but usually you have to try. Now, while I'm also rolling, for example here, you will see I have determination and crit, and I didn't go for accuracy or I didn't go for haste. The reason is because I'm rerolling this bonus already thinking 2 things. The first one is that I will have to reroll them again eventually when I do the recast, which I will have to do obviously at some point, because the level of the weapon, like of the equipment now, is not going to be as high as the level that I'm going to get in the future when I can do higher level rift. And then I'm also considering that I will have a deficit of critical rate when I start to use this equipment. And the reason is that when I start to use this equipment, I will also have to change my I mean, I don't have to, but I also want to change my accessories. And with that, it means that I will lose 12% crit rate, and I will get 12% of haste. So with that in mind, I decided that instead of going for haste, for example, if I get a good roll with 5 crit rate and 5 determination, I'm gonna take it, even if level 1 attack is not very good. Could I reroll? Do I have the resource to reroll these and maybe look for haste here and level 5 crit and level 5 determination? Yes. Do I want to do it? No, because I'm gonna have to recast this item anyway, and it would be a waste of resources. So I'm gonna do the minimum amount possible, which is still gonna improve my stat, but I'm not gonna go all in, and then maybe I don't even get what I want and I don't have resources. It's gonna be a mess. So always plan ahead and always think, okay, when I use this set, I'm gonna change accessories, so I'm gonna need more critical rate compared to haste, because I get haste from here, and try to plan so all your bonus based on what is gonna be useful in the future and not what you actually need now. Now let's move very fast to the skill. I already showed my skill in the video for Eagle Eye, so we're gonna see very fast. I only have two sets. The difference, so core skill and tactical skill is always the same. The only difference is that in the passive one, for the single target I have Energized Arrow, and for the multi-target I have Tactical Precedence. Some people also argue that Energized Arrow can be very good for a multi-target. I actually believe that. I didn't try, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was. But I use this build not very often, and so I just left this one for now. I'm gonna have to try, because I think it's actually gonna be better with Energized Arrow, but I didn't yet, so I cannot really talk too much about it. For the talent, again, we're gonna go very fast. This is for multi-target, for group of enemies. It's all right on focus shooting, because the right path is the one for burst damage. Then we have lightning reflex 60. I went for 60 point here because I didn't have enough determination, while I had enough critical rate because of my accessories. So again, these depend on your situation with your equipment. Maybe in the future I will have to change. And then vigor circle, I'm trying to reach 60 point. Then for the single target is quite similar, lightning reflex 60 point, everything else into vigor circle, trying to reach 60 point. And then for focus shooting, I have everything on the left, because the left is the path for single target, except the second one, which is haste blasting, and I need it because I don't have enough haste. When you reach around 40% haste, you probably don't need this anymore, and you can go for more single target damage. But until then, this is a very good idea. I also tried to split here, to go for the right path instead of the left one for the last talent. The damage, the DPS was not as good, so I decided to stay left here. But again, maybe in the future I will change and I will put this one, because it depends on your stat and on your build. So it's not fixed. Like, we're gonna have this class change too, not just for a ranger, for everybody. We're gonna have this class for a very long time. I think there was something here. Like, see, the next quest for the class change is going to be in 43 days. So we're still going to have more than a month of this class, of class change 2. So the things are going to change. It's not always going to be like this. When you increase the level, when you change the set, when you change the accessories, things are going to change. And what is the best talent today could not be the best talent in the future. So try to be flexible. Don't just go for one build and never change it, because that's probably not the best idea. And now that we talk very fast about the skill, let's talk about the rest of the things. So as you can see right now, I have 920,000 points of power. And let's watch, so if you click there, you can see how this power come from. So skill growth 163, gear improvement almost 200, Melomon 93, because unfortunately I'm still waiting for the wishlist event. That is never gonna happen. They're making us wait so much, and I'm so mad about it. But then finally I will be able to improve my Melomon situation. Then we have character 82, then we have mount 66 and cat 35. I spent literally 0 resource on the cat buns for now, because I think until you have the bakery level 7, it's not really worth it. And after that, I will focus a little bit more on this, but for now, it's not very important. And then, as you can see here, 230,000 points are from Artifact. The best thing, in my opinion, to increase your power level fast, if you need it, because maybe people don't accept you in their party, because your power level is too low, is the Artifact. Artifact gives you so much power, it's ridiculous. So my approach to Artifact, I think I spoke about it maybe in a previous video, but I'm gonna say it again, because maybe something changed, I don't remember honestly, is that, for example, this is the last Artifact area that we unlocked, the most recent one. And what I do usually is that I make everything +4. The reason is everything is +4 because from +4 onward, you need to use the purple one item to upgrade them. Until then, you use the blue one, so the one that is common and it's very easy to accumulate. And this is the main reason. So first I make everything +4. Then when everything is +4, I check on the artifact bond and I see, okay, for example, I had all set of these +3. I want the +6 bonus, so I make everything +6. Same for this, I have everything +3, so I slowly start to make everything +6. This one is 6 already, this one is 5, and I got stuck. Maybe I can, okay, yes, I can make it 6. And then I'm gonna make also these two at 6. Okay, I finished the resource. but you get what I mean. Like once this is a 6, I'm gonna focus on something else, like this one, and I just keep improving everything until +6. I'm not focusing on +9 for anything, as you can see. I'm not really gonna, I don't have anything for +9 in the artifact bond, because I think it's too expensive for now. Like we don't have enough resource to go for the +9 in the artifact bond. So everything I do is with that logic. Then once you have everything +6, and you have to start like starting up things or like level up things behind +6. For the startup, I just simply follow what I need. For example, this one, it gives me determination, so I awaken it. The next one is going to be this one because it gives me haste. When I have the resource and I have to choose between haste or this one with tenacity, obviously I'm going to choose haste because tenacity is not important for my DPS. So this is the logic that I use, and you can see, for example, in the old one, it's also like this. Everything is +6 already, except the common. The common is not that important because I didn't have anything to do for the artifact bond. And also I choose this one because it was going to give me determination for the awaken. So this is the logic that I use for my artifact. I think it's working very well for me. I'm very satisfied with my progress for the artifact. And when it comes to the legendary one, if I have to make something +8, I always follow the same logic that I use for the awakening. So for example, this one is +8 because it gave me haste. And if I have to choose, for example, this, let me check the stat. For this one is HP, is not what I need. This one is increased core skill damage, so it's very good. It would be a good candidate. This one is defense, it's not a good candidate. This one is core skill damage, is a good one. And then this one is endurance, I don't care. This one is attack, but it's the flat stat, so it's not as good. And then we have evasion and what is this? Haste. So I would go for haste, for example, or determination. So all the bonus that I mentioned before and that we all know that we need for DPS. For the ride, there is only one thing. I didn't focus too much on the ride because I think it's a little bit expensive for free-to-play or low spender. But overall, I would say try to reach the highest level possible to unlock the next year so that you can continue leveling them up and get the raw stat from all of them. And for the starting up, focus on first your main one, the one that you use for the skill, because obviously it's going to improve the skill. And also try to unlock the sticker. The sticker are so useful. For example, right now I have +2% stat on accuracy. This is so useful because when I have to fix my stat, when I have to fix my build, 2% can make a huge difference because I know that when I roll my bonus on the equipment, I don't have to focus on accuracy. If I have a good roll of 2 bonus and there is no accuracy, I'm not worried about that because I know I get already 2% from there and it's going to be enough. Of course, in my situation, I needed accuracy, so I got this sticker for accuracy. It could be different for you. And you have pretty much everything. Like you need determination, you can get determination. You need haste, you can get haste. Always aim for the legendary one, obviously, because it's going to give you percentage stat instead of the flat one. And obviously you want a percentage because it's the best possible outcome. Of course, it's RNG, it's all random. It's a game like with gacha and reroll and stuff like that. So it's all random. You cannot control this in any way possible. But yeah, always try to fix, like this is one of the things that can help you fix your stat and your build. If you have some stat that is a little bit underwhelming, and try to reach epic 3-star for the second sticker, which is also what I'm doing. And I think once I reach 5-star of the epic one, I think we can see, so for this reason, to get the bonus that you get at 5-star epic, then I will start to focus also on starting up the other. For now, I'm trying to spend all my resource into my main ride. And that's it really, there's nothing too complicated. I'm not gonna go touch the cat ban topic for the simple reason, as I mentioned before, money is still 6, and until you reach 7, you cannot do the flavor combine to get the higher rarity of the cat. So until then, I don't think it's really worth it to focus too much resources or like time on the cat ban situation. Just do whatever you can to increase the level. Go for any build that you can for the flavor effect, even if it's not the best outcome possible. You're not gonna have like, look, mine are still level 1, so I don't really care that much about it. Once I unlock the bakery level 7 and I have an extra slot and I can get better result with the flavor combining, no, is it cool? Yeah, with the flavor combine, then I'm gonna focus more on this, but for now it's just a little bit of an extra. I don't really care that much. And then when it comes to Melomon, this is like the part that makes me wanna cry, because again, I cannot really focus. There are 2 ways to power up the Melomon, and one is to wait for the wishlist if you are a low spender free to play, and one is to shop as much money as you can if you're a whale. Unfortunately for me, I'm not a whale. I wish I was, but I'm not. So I have to wait for the event because it doesn't really make sense to roll for Melomon when you don't have wishlist event. The rate is too low, and you need a really specific one. So it's not worth it in my opinion. And I'm waiting. I spend most of my resources to start him up because I want to reach 5 gold star, and I don't think I have to explain to you why. Like the 4-1 is going to improve the stats so much, and this one is going to increase the skill, the awakening skill, so obviously it's very good. And for this reason, I didn't level up my other skill because they need the orange shiny crystal, and I need to save it up for when I will finally be able to start up my demon hound. So instead of the star and the level, which, I mean, the level, you just put 2 Melomon that you want here and you level them up and start them up as much as possible, because from them you're just gonna get the raw stat. So it's not like the main one. You need to care about the skill, the setup of the skill. Unfortunately, I don't have a good third one because I didn't find the legendary Melomon that I want for the third slot. But yes, you need to care a little bit about more things. For the other two, it's just they're useful just for the raw stats, so it's not that much of a big deal. What we can do while we wait for the wishlist event is to level up the move to increase this bonus here. I think you probably knew already. If you didn't, based on the level of all the skill that you have in your Melomon, you unlock a bunch of bonus, as you can see for here. So for example, right now I'm focusing on leveling up all the move, because 12 is all the move that you have available really, to level up all my move to level 18 to get a plus 25% Melomon stat, which is actually quite huge, quite important and good. And as you can see, I have priorities also here because again the resources are limited. So for example, in the main one, I have critical damage. Before I used to have critical rate, now I moved it. I also have, as you can see, a level 15 accuracy one, because again it depends on your stat, on your build. If I need accuracy, I can get it fairly easy with this skill, but right now I wanted to focus a little bit more on crit damage. So crit damage, HP, this one is the one that I care the least because I never really have any good legendary move, but I try to go for HP as much as possible. And then we have determination, endurance, it's like a little bit an extra, but I focus on this one for determination, and critical rate. Then for the others, I have critical rate, which is the one that I used previously before critical damage in the other Melomon, HP again, and then we have determination and haste. And for the last one, very, very similar, I have critical damage, HP, then here we have determination, and here we have haste. And I'm trying, as you can see, to level up everything to 18. I prioritize always the most important move. So in this case, the one that you have in slot 1 is always very good. It's either, for me, it's critical rate, critical damage. So obviously, I want to rank them up as fast as I can. Then I focus on the second one or the third one, or the fourth one, sorry. And it's the same. You need both. So it's not really a big difference, whatever you make, plus level 18 first. So for determination here and haste here, and then when everything is level 18, I'm gonna start to focus on the HP, which is the least important. So again, this is what I do for my Melomon. Is not the best possible like outcome, since I have to wait for the wishlist event, as I mentioned before, but it is what it is. We have to do what we can do. Now I'm gonna show you some clip of the Rift, I forgot the name, let me check very, very fast, of Rampage in the Valley with the true build that I show you, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that. So in this first clip, we're gonna see a run of Rampage in the Valley, I forgot the title again. But basically this one is with a single target build that I show you in the video. And then there's gonna be another run with the multi-target build. Now the reason is because I realized literally during this run that the multi-target build was better for this specific rift. That doesn't mean that you should use it always for every rift. It's just specifically in this one, because there are so many mob, the multi-target one is gonna be better. I apologize for the brightness of this video, but I'm having some problem with my monitor, and so yeah, it came out with too much brightness. I'm having some problem when I record video, when I take screenshot. But anyway, as you can see, I was showing the build of the other archer, because I was actually checking the build of the other archer, and I noticed that he was using the talent for the multi-target build. And then when I checked the damage, his damage was very, very good. Now, the thing is, usually when you run the multi-target build, the damage is very, very good at first, and then it goes down very fast. And the reason is because it has a lot of burst damage, but it doesn't have like a good damage over time, like in the long run. The thing is, in this rift specifically, I don't want to get you to get me wrong, it's this rift specifically because there are many, many mob, the burst damage continue to be quite good, even if, as you can see, overall it just goes down during the run. And also because we finished the run quite fast, like not super fast, but fast enough that the decrease of damage of DPS from the multi-target build is not that bad in this kind of situation. If the run was going to be longer, then it would be much worse. But because the run is quite fast, it's actually a good idea to run with the multi-target build. So as you can see here, his damage went down quite a lot, but it's still high enough that it's better than mine. Overall, his equipment and his build was better than mine because he had more power. But as you can see, I think, okay, yes, we almost killed the boss, and his damage was like very, very nice. It was still very, very nice despite the fact that it's been 1 minute and 30 seconds. So after this one, we did another run. I was trying to change my build, but I failed. I forgot to change it properly. So I'm gonna skip the second run, and I'm gonna show you the last run, the third run. So this is the third run, and in this one, I actually managed to change my build, and I put the multi-target one, as you can see from my screen here, and you will see the difference in damage. I was also showing a little bit, more than showing, I was actually checking, because in the second run I failed to change, I forgot to do it properly. And as you can see when we start, the damage is fairly good. Like, I think if you apply all the things that I said and you get a little bit lucky with the bonus, like for example in the sticker and the roll in your equipment, the Eagle Eye class can do a decent damage overall. And I didn't have any problem. As you can see, the teammate was saying nice and fast, thanks all. So it's not really, I never get like a bad experience, like getting flamed for not having enough damage, or like getting kicked from a party for not having enough damage. It's been great so far. I had problem the first 1-2 days of class change because I didn't understand the build. It was a little bit messy, but once you understand how to build it properly, it's not a bad class in my opinion. So as you can see, my DPS was double in this run compared to the previous one, and the reason is for the one I explained to you before. You will also see that the DPS goes down very fast, but it's still higher. Like by the end of the run, it's still higher than the single target build. Again, this is a particular case. I'm quite sure that it's not always going to be like this for Rift. It's going to change the moment we have a boss like a single target and it doesn't spawn any mob. But in this case, it is what it is. This is the boss we got in the most recent Rift. So this is what we should run. As Eagle Eye, of course, it's going to change if you have another class. And yeah, so as you can see, it's 62 million now, the damage. Before it was 50 million when I finished the boss after 1 minute and 30. So it's still better result than before. And we actually, I think, no, the clearing time is more or less the same. Maybe it's going to be a little bit faster, but it doesn't change that much. But the DPS was, it managed to improve. So these are the two different builds that we talk about in both this video and my previous one about Eagle Eye. We talk about the stat. I talk a little bit more about the stat in the previous one, but I show you my screen and my stat before also in this video. And that's it really. That's it for the logic that I use for my DPS. And again, I don't have really any problem with the performance of my character. I hope this video was useful. If you have any question, leave it in the comment and I will reply to you. And thank you for watching. Bye bye. See you in the next one.